It's sometimes said that your pride is hurt more than your body after a defeat. This ain't one of them times. The posse is busted up in ways that seemed impossible only days ago. Nevertheless, they keep moving forward. Town is just up ahead a piece and hopefully is skilled searching. They're sure they've seen worse. They just can't remember when.
Hello and welcome back to Crawling with Dungeons. I'm Rob, and today we're going to be continuing on with the Posse for our solo campaign, the first solo campaign that we created. We're getting down to the wire though. They're coming back from a visit to Targa that did not go so well. So they did not, at the end of the last mission, they did not do their corruption roll, so we're going to have to do that real quick. And then we're going to be doing their travel hazards to the next town. And when I say they're coming down to the wire, what I mean is we're going to be visiting this next town. And then the next mission is going to be the last mission in the City of Ancients sequence. And then we're going to go ahead and retire this group for a little while. And we may come back to them in the future, but we're going to start something different. So I really do want to set these adventures off right, though, and not just leave them hanging. So we are going to complete this town stay and then another mission and see how all that goes. So again, we're going to start here with the corruption roll. So let's get that out of the way. Now, let's start with the gambler. The gambler has, he's got 2 items with brimstone markers on them. And he also has some brimstone that he picked up, but, or darkstone, I should say. But he has his bag that allows him, his mutant satchel, that allows him to hold up to 9 darkstone. So he has put all of his darkstone, which is 4, in that bag. He is also holding on to the darkstone for the bandito, which is 2, and a couple for the frontier doc. She has 7. The rest are on the mule. So those are all accounted for. So we're just going to be rolling against items at this point. And so he, again, has a total of 1, 2. So that is what we're going to be rolling for. And on 1, 2, or 3, he does roll. So he got 2 ones. So he is going to be rolling for those. And so he needs 4s to defend against these corruption hits. And he got 2 5s, and he's fine. All right. The frontier doc. She has 2 for her coin, and she picked up this dark fragment, which also has 2. So she's going to be rolling 4. Any 1s or 2s, she's going to be rolling to see against those hits. So she did get 1. So she needs to defend against 1. Her defense is a 3, though. And she got a 4. So she is good. And then finally, the bandito typically has not in the past had any items. And he still does not have any items. So he's not going to have to make that roll. So now we're going to move on to the travel hazards for the group. This is always fun for me. I kind of like the travel hazards in this game. I know there's some expanded travel hazard, third-party stuff from members of the community. And I'm going to look into that going forward with some other groups that I do. But for this group, I'm just going to stay with the regular group, the regular travel hazards here in the book. So it's a D36, roll 2 dice of 2 different colors. All right, so here we go. So the reds are going to be the 10s, and the we're traveling to a large town, so we get 1 automatic, and then we've got to roll to see if we get 1 for going to the large town for each posse member. That is right, we got to do that. All right, so on a 1, 2, or 3 for the gambler, we're going to add a second travel hazard. So yes, he is going to have 2 travel hazards. All right. The frontier duck, no, she only has 1. And then the bandito is only also going to have 1 travel hazard on his journey. Now, the gambler has a horse that he picked up a while back. And that horse, let's see. Indian horse, each time you travel, gain 10 XP and remove 1 corruption. Alright, so we're going to get 10 XP for the gambler for traveling. And then he does have some corruption, I believe. Yes, he's got 2, so we're going to take away 1 of those corruption, and he's only going to have 1 corruption. Which is nice. Alright. It's nice to have that horse. Okay, so we're going to roll for the first travel hazard for the gambler, and it is going to be the 10s are the red. So 44. 44. Okay. Rail line construction. You pass by a group of mutant rail workers working to build a new rail into the area. Recognizing you as heroes in the fight against darkness, they cheer. Each hero may heal 2d6 wounds / sanity any mix. Also, each hero may recover a grit for each mutation he has, as the mutant rail workers cheer the louder for champions of mutant kind. Alright, now, none of us have any damage that we're carrying over, but we do have mutations. Alright, so everybody's going to get a grit. That's really nice. Alright. So that is 3 grit. Everybody gets 1, 2, 3. Now the gambler has the mutation of the tail. So that's an extra 1 for the gambler. And then the Frontier Duck does not have any mutations. But according to the last mission, not only does the Bandito have mutations, he has 3 mutations. So that's going to give him 3 extra, but his max grit currently is 3. So that's as much as he can get. But that's fine. He maxed out his grit. That's actually kind of handy. Okay, well that was a nice one. That one actually was not too bad. Okay, so that's 1. Second one for the gambler is a 65. 65. That's kind of high. Okay. All right, Gulch Ambush. This is not good. Traveling through the dusty gulch, you get a bad feeling, but it's too late. Feathered arrows whisk past your head, and a savage group of Black Fang Tribe Indians descend from the cliff tops, hungry for dark stone. Each hero must make an agility 5-up test or a lore 5-up test. If passed, gain 25 XP, and you are able to avoid the worst of the attack, escaping into the hills to meet up with the rest of your posse. If failed, you are knocked to the ground as the Black Fangs scavenge your belongings for Darkstone. Lose D3 Darkstone or 1 item with the Darkstone icon. Also, due to your bumps and bruises, you lose all grit. Well, that's not great. Alright, so let's go with the gambler first. Now he's going to choose lore because he's got a couple of items that give him extra lore, which is really handy in this situation. So he's got +2 lore, and his lore is already a 2, and his agility is a 3, so that's 1 more. So let's go ahead and roll the lore for him. He needs 5 or better. Okay, he got a 6 for that roll. So he passed. He's going to get 25 XP. Yeah, I can just give him 25s. That's right. Alright, so he's going to get 25 XP plus that 10 that I think I gave the Frontier Duck. Yes. Alright. Now, on to the Frontier Duck. She's got an agility of 2. She's got a lore of 3. So she's going to go with lore. We're going to roll it right here in front of the camera. Okay, so she did not make it. She is going to use her grit. She's going to use her grit to re-roll that. Alright, she did make it. She got 2 6s. She is fine. And then finally we're going to roll for the Bandito. Now his lore is a 3. His agility is a 2. He's got... does he have any bonuses? He's got a bonus spirit and strength and movement. Not to either of those. So he's going to roll 3 dice, needing 5s. And he did not get it, so he is going to spend a grit and re-roll that. Okay, he got a 6. That's all he needed. He got a 25 XP, so did the Frontier Duck. Not too bad. It's really nice that we grabbed those extra grit there from that last encounter. Okay, so that is it. We evade and catch up back up with each other and talk about how terrible that experience was. Alright, so on to the Frontier Dock. So that is a 23. I believe we've had 23 before. I want to say that is Living Hills. I don't know if I've had this one before. Okay. Something's not right here. The hills surrounding the valley you are in seem to be shifting and stirring before your eyes. The road before you opens up to reveal a massive demonic maw waiting to devour you whole. Each hero must make an agility 5-up test to avoid the maw. If passed, gain 15 XP and you escape the trap. If failed, you leap aside at the last moment. Any transport you are riding is devoured by the beast. Discarded. You lose 1 sanity permanently at the horrific sight of the creature. That is not good. That is not good at all. Agility is not good for us. Alright, so on the Gambler, how much agility does the Gambler have? He has 3, so he's got the best chance, I believe. Alright, so he needed a 5. And he did not get it, so he's going to spend a grit. And he's going to roll again. And this time he got a 6. Okay, woo! Oh boy. Well, that grit did come in handy. Holy moly. Alright, so the Frontier Dock, she's got an agility of 2. So we're just going to, no grit, so we're just going to pray here. Alright, she got a 5. Alright. That was lucky. Alright, so she's good. She's going to get 15 XP. And finally, the Bandito has an agility of 2, just like the Frontier Dock. Let's see what happens. Alright, he got a 6. So we all pass. We all get 15 XP. We do not lose permanent sanity into the eyes of the maw. Not good. That is a rough one. Alright, so 10, 10, 10. 5, 5, 5. 5 by 5. 2, 3. Okay. So that is the one for the Frontier Dock. And we got one last one for the Bandito. Alright. That is a 53. Let's go to 53. See what we got going on here with 53. Circling vultures. Seeing the black vultures circling overhead reminds you that there is no safe haven in this forsaken place. All will come to ruin in time. The vultures will have their feast in the end. Every hero must make a Spirit 5-up test. If passed, gain 10 XP and heal D3 sanity. If failed, take D3 sanity damage, ignoring willpower, that carry over to the next adventure. Okay, so we need a Spirit 5 test. We got a Spirit of what for the Gambler? His Spirit is a 2, and he has nothing to increase that. Or does he? I thought he had something that increases Spirit. He does not. Okay, well, that is 2 dice, needing 5s. Okay, you got a 6. He is all good. All right, the Frontier Dock has a Spirit of 2, plus 1 for this. Nope, that is not hers. For this Jewel of the Void, plus 1 Spirit. All right, so she's got 3. She got a 6. All right, she's going to get... How much XP for this Circling Vultures? 10 XP. Alright, and so finally, the Bandito does have an additional Spirit to add to his 1. So he's going to roll 3 dice as well. And he did not get it. He is going to roll... you know what? He's just going to roll a D3 and take the sanity damage. So he's going to get 2 sanity damage that's going to carry over to the next adventure. Alright. So, I'm going to put that there. Not too bad. Could have been worse. And then we're going to give 10 XP to both the Gambler and the Frontier Duck. I don't like these vultures. These vultures. I don't like them. It's basically what he said. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the town. Moving on to the town. And this is the last town we're going to visit for a while for this posse, so let's go ahead and get that set up and we'll come back. Okay, we are back. We're going to set up our town here. So let's go ahead and do that. And just pick out our locations. Hoping we got a doc's office because we've got some serious injuries we need to take care of here. Okay, alright, so let's reveal what we have here. So, let's see, let's start here. Number 1, we have a sheriff's office. Number 2, we have a doc's office, thank goodness. Number 3, we have a saloon. Number 4, we have a general store. Number 5, we have a smuggler's den. Number 6, we have a street market. Number 7, we have an Indian trading post. And number 8, we have a church. Alright, so these are all good. Actually, we came out ahead on that. So I'm not going to complain. We need to figure out what kind of town we're in, though. So let's go ahead and do that for ourselves. Need to roll and see what kind of town we've stumbled upon. Okay, so it's a 2d6 roll. So we're going to roll 2d6, see what kind of town we're in. We got a double 2, so that is a 4. That is a plague town. I don't think I've been to a plague town before, but that sounds so inviting. When a town is hit by a cursed plague, it is more than just the people that fall ill. The wood begins to rot, metal begins to rust, and stone to crumble as supernatural death lingers in the air. Helping the Forsaken, a plague town always includes a doc's office location and a church location. Alright, well, luckily we drew those. Keep your distance. Unwanted detention markers are ignored while in the plague town. The plague. Anytime a hero rolls a 7 on the location of the event chart, the hero has a brush with the plague. Result. We'll just do that if we come to those. Then we got your daily events and extra options. Let's go over the extra options. Tend to the sick. Any hero may give up their day in town to give aid to the victims of the plague. Make a cunning 4-up test. For every 4-up roll, the hero gains 25 XP. If at least 1 6 is rolled, the hero may draw a gear card passed on to them from a dying victim. Passed on to them or taken. For every 1 roll, the hero takes d6 wounds, ignoring defense. A hero may not tend to the sick 2 days in a row. Experimental medical supplies. The following items are available to purchase at the doc's office with prices listed. Darkstone salve, $500, limit per 1. Discard to heal 1 injury or mutation on a d6 roll of 3 up. That's nice. And plague leeches. Discard to remove d6 corruption points. If a 1 or 2 was rolled, take d6 wounds, ignoring defense as well. Limit 1. And that's $200. Alright, so this is not as bad as I was thinking. A plague town is... it's okay, I guess. Alright, so let's refresh ourselves on what injuries we have. The Gambler has a mangled hand and a concussion. So let's go over these so we kind of understand what we have to do to get rid of them. Okay, so a mangled hand. One of your hands is twisted and broken. It's hard to even hold anything in it. You have 1 less hand for equipping items each turn. Double-handed weapons may still be used, but they cannot get critical hits. So we need to heal that. And a concussion. Your ears are ringing a little and you have a headache, but that won't quit. You're -1 initiative and roll 1 less on skill dice tests. At the start of the next adventure, the injury is automatically removed. Alright, so we should have been rolling 1 less on our skill dice. We screwed that up. Okay, so that will go away on its own unless we want to heal that. So I'm pretty sure we want to go to the doc's office with the Gambler. So that's where we're headed. Now, the Frontier Doc, her injuries include a gouged eye, and a concussion. Again, we screwed that up. So the gouged eye. Ouch! Ouch! Your vision is blurred and you're cloudy as one of your eyes has been scratched. You cannot get critical hits with your ranged attacks. So yes, we will go to the doc's office with the doc. And then finally, the bandito. The bandito. He has a concussion, a broken collarbone, and a chest wound. He is definitely going to go to the doc's office. Yeah, he's going to need some help. And then he has long arms as a mutation and tentacle fingers. That's one of... We're going to have to try to get rid of those long arms because those are not great. Yeah, so let us go ahead and start our day by drawing out one of the daily event cards. Okay, just going to shuffle these up. And hopefully we'll do good here. We're pretty beaten up and bruised. Everybody's coming in with a concussion. Yeah, that was not a good fight. The last fight was not good. Those librarians, yeah, I tell you what, you don't return those books on time, they're going to give you a what for. Alright, so our first daily event card is Persecution. That sounds fun. Daily event filled with the hate for the accused mutant. The townfolk form an angry mob and begin to scour the town to find and punish the unclean outsiders they have heard rumor of. Really? In a plague town? Every hero must roll a d6 for each mutation they currently have. That's not good. Any of these dice roll a 1. You've been discovered by the mob and must flee town to escape a lynching. Your town stay immediately is over. The daily event is canceled if there is a mutant quarter in town. Well, you know what? There is a mutant quarter in town, isn't there? Isn't there? Isn't there? No, there's not a mutant quarter. Oh, man. Okay. Oh. Alright, so for the gambler, he's going to roll 1 dice. And he got a 4, so he is good. And then the bandito is going to roll no ones. Okay, woo! Okay. Wow, that could have ended... That could have ended our whole stay. Wow, that sucks. Alright, so now we've gone into the doc's office, avoiding the persecution in a plague town of all places. Not great. Alright, so we're going to roll for the gambler. See what he gets. Alright, he got a 7. Alright, so the smell of death. All too familiar at the doc's office. No event. Okay. Did we roll for everybody? Or just once, if we're all at this location. I believe we just roll once if we're all at this location. Alright. So, can we... You know what, I don't know if we could sell Darkstone, but we're going to pool our resources here and try to get this, all of these things cured if we can do that. So we're going to start with the bandito. Let's see what we can do with the doc's office. Alright, so he's going to try surgery, d6 times 50. Limit 1 surgery attempt per injury or per mutation. If you can afford to pay the cost, choose an injury mutation you want to remove on the chart below. Alright, so let's start with an injury. Let's start with broken collarbone. Okay, so it's a d6. That's 3 times 50. That's 150 gold. He definitely has 150 gold. Alright, so we need to roll a d6 result. That's a 6. Alright, the injury mutation is healed. Gain +2 health for the new scar. That is what I'm talking about. So that takes away the broken collarbone. Nice job. And gives him +2 health, which is going to turn his health into a 23. Dope. Alright, that went so well, he's going to try it again. So we're going to roll a d6 for the cost. Ooh, okay, so that's $300. Alright, so that cost him 150. The gambler's gonna pony up for the cost of the surgery. Actually, the Frontier's doc is gonna pay for this next surgery. So we're gonna roll a d6. Oh, we got a 1. Oh shit, that's not good. Okay, 1 is dead. All right, so he's gonna use a grit to re-roll that. Woo, boy. Okay, 5. Okay, so success. The injury or mutation is healed. Okay, so we're getting lucky with, man, good thing we got that grit. Okay, so that was the chest wound that has been healed. And that is negative $300 to the Frontier Doc. Negative 300. Alright, and he is going to try to get his long arms cured. So that is going to cost him, oh man, 250 gold. And the gambler is going to pay for that. So minus 250. I'm going to roll. Let's see what we get here. I got a 6! Got a 6. God, that's lucky. Okay. Alright, so he's going to not only be healed of his long arms, and basically he just cuts them off and glues them back on a little bit shorter, and has healed his long arm problem for 250, and then bumps his health up to a whopping 25 from these surgeries. Okay, so wow, that is a useful... This doc is a good doc. Okay, so now all we've got to worry about is the concussions. Alright, so we've got a mangled hand we need to worry about for the gambler. So he's going to roll to see how much that's going to cost him. It's going to cost him $50. You know what? This doc's like, you know what? You guys have been so good to me. $50. Alright, so the gambler's got that. Let's see what we get. We got a 6! Holy crap, a 6. Well, not only is his mangled hand... Man, these gambling dice, they're awesome, dude. Mangled hand is fixed, but that bumps his health up to a 20. Wow, okay. That was money well spent. Now, we've got... still got the concussion to deal with. Let's see. The Frontier Doc has the gouged eye, so she's definitely going to have to get that fixed. So let's see how much that's going to cost her. That's going to cost her 100, which she'll gladly pay. And then she got a 4. So a 4 says success. The injury mutation is healed. That is fine. She does not need extra health. It would have been nice, but that's cool. That's cool. All right, so that's healed. That cost her 100 more. So in total, she spent 400, leaving her with 370. Not bad at all, guys. We have really come out on top on this. Everybody's still got a concussion, but I'm cool with that. I am okay with that. All right, so now what can we do here? We can treat corruption. You may remove any number of corruption points for the cost of 100 each. Roll a d6 on a 1, 2, or 3. You also take d6 wounds, ignoring defense. Okay, so how much corruption does she have? She has none. The gambler has 1. And the bandito has none. Okay, so let's... The gambler's going to take his chances, because he's a gambler, and pay $100 more. So that's a total of $400 he spent here. And roll a d6. And he's got a 5, and he loses that point of corruption and takes no damage. Okay, this doc is the best doc. Okay, and in Plague Town too. So these guys, these plague victims, they got a good chance. They got a good chance here. All right, and then finally we're gonna see, does she need to purchase anything? She's gonna purchase some bandages and some herbs. So she's gonna purchase 2 herbs. So she's gonna purchase 2 herbs. So So that's 125. Find some herbs. A piece there. 125 a piece. Alright, so that's going to go in her bag there. And she's gonna, that is 250, and that she's gonna spend 100 more and get 2 bandages, putting her total bandages up to 3. And then the gambler is gonna buy 2 more bandages. So that's a total of 500 he spent here, leaving him with 2480. But that's going to max her bandages out in her doc's bag. I believe they're friendly enough with each other at this point that they understand that they have the best chance of surviving if she's fully stocked. Okay, so that's all she's going to do. That's all they're going to do in town today. So they're going to go back and get a good night's rest. And we're going to roll on that event chart. And we got a 1, of course. All right, so let's see what event we have in the Plague Town today. All right, so we roll a d6. We got a 2. So what does 2 say? 2 says building decay, rickety and rotten. One of the more decayed buildings in town collapsed. A random building is destroyed. All right, so let's roll a d8 and hope for the best. 8. Oh no, the church is destroyed. That's not good. All right, so that will go stay at 1, and we'll move on to the next day. All right, so all their injuries are healed. They need to sell some Darkstone. Okay, so the Frontier Doc is going to go to the street market because she can sell Darkstone there. So let's start with her. All right, so she's going to roll 2d6 and get a 5. Market prices are up. All the prices at the street market today are 50 more than normal. Okay, that's fine. She's got 7 Darkstone that she is going to sell. Okay, so, bathhouse. Heal wounds and sanity. Spend a grit. Remove any parasites. Alright, so each of these Darkstone shards is going to be worth 3 times 20, 60 each. Alright, so 7 times 60, so that's going to net her 420 gold. Alright, so 420 plus 370 equals 790 gold. Okay. $790 gold. What can she buy here? Basically, she's going to go back. She's going to end her time and go back to the hotel. Alright, the Bandito has got 2 Darkstone he needs to sell. So that's where he's going to go as well. And he got a 12. That's at the street market. Rare deal. Draw a world card and then draw an artifact from that world. You may purchase the artifact for half price listed on the card, rounded up to the nearest $5. If there's no price listed, redraw. Alright, so let's do that real quick. Let's get a world card and get an artifact. That sounds like fun. It is raining like cats and dogs outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but I certainly can. The derelict ship. The derelict ship. Alright, so this is a interesting opportunity because these particular people in this particular posse have never been to the derelict ship. So this will be something interesting. Alright, so we found a mission log. Discard to let every hero recover 1 grit. You may gain 50 XP. Okay, so we are going to pick that up because that is only 150 gold. So we'll see what we're going to sell our... Okay, so 4 times 20 is 80 per Darkstone. And he has 2, so that's 160. So he's going to get 60 back. where he had 195. So that's going to give him 255 total. That's not bad. And then he's going to pick up this mission log. Okay, so he picked up a mission log. That's pretty cool. Now, he is in the street market, so he sold his stuff, and you cannot buy any dynamite, which is what he wants. And he wouldn't mind having something that ignores weather effects, but that does not seem to be the case for him. So he is going to... Alright, so he is going to go back to the hotel. And then finally the gambler is going to go probably to the saloon if he can get a hold of some cigars there. Okay. He cannot. It does not look like he can get a hold of any cigars, but he's going to go try his luck at the saloon. He's a gambler. That's what he does. Let's see what happens. Alright, so... Oh, no, that's not good. Spilled drink! A drunken saloon patron blames his spilled drink on you and starts talking about a duel at sunrise. You can either leave town at the end of the day or buy him and his friends another round of drinks, costing D6 times 25. Well, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do D6 times 25. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. We're going to spend $25 and buy all of your one friend a drink. You and your friend would have a drink on me for 25. 25. That is an expensive drink, actually. I don't know what kind of place this is, but 25. Maybe he's got more than one friend. Alright, so 24.80. That leaves him with 24.55. Okay, so he's got 4 dark stone. But I don't know if he can sell them here. I don't think so. So he's going to play a little casual poker. Let's see. So he needs cunning 5, and his cunning is a 6 in town. So we need 5s. Let's see what we can pull off here with the gambler. Okay, so he is going to use his last grit to re-roll the things that aren't 5s. Okay, so he got 2. So he covered his bet, and then he won $50. Right? Yes. And then he's going to get a D6 times 50 on top of that. So, won $100. Not too bad. It could be worse. Alright, so that's going to give him 25.55. Okay, and then he's going to move over to Brimstone Craps. $100, limit once per visit. Make a luck 5-up test. If successful, gain $100 for every 5-up roll. If you fail, lose a few after a few rolls and with nothing to show for it. All right, so his luck in town, 6. So that is going to be 6 dice in town. Oops. Alright, so he got 1, 2, 3 out of 6. So he's going to cover his bet, which was 100, and he gains 200 from that. And a D6 times 50, which is 3, so he's going to gain 350 gold from that roll. Oh, you know what? I need to not do that because it has a concussion that I keep forgetting about. Alright, so we're going to redo all of that. He is going to still be at 24.55. 24.55. Okay, so his cunning is a 4. His natural cunning is a 4. In town, though, let's see. Attached, anytime roll is natural 6, you may recover a grit for movement. That's fine. believe he's got something that... Okay, black tie is +1 cunning and talent, so that puts him at 5. But because he's got a concussion, it's going to be a 4. So we're going to re-roll for the... we're going to re-roll for the casual poker. All right, so he did use a grit for that, so he's going to use a grit again. That same grit. And then he got 2, so that's going to give him $50. And then on top of that, okay, so it's basically the same result. So that's going to give him $100. Not terrible. Could have been much better, but not terrible. So that is $25.55. And then he would normally have a 6 luck, but now he has a 5 luck for the Brimstone Craps. All right. Okay, so he did not get anything on that. He's just going to lose $100. So he's back down to $24.55. That kind of stinks. Okay, and then, yeah, so that was a wash. Okay, and then finally he is not able to buy anything else. Kind of a not great time there at the saloon. Okay, so this is gonna be day 2. Nope, still day. It is day 2, but we're still on 1 because we had an event last time. All right, so that's a 3. So that's gonna move up to a 2 now. We're gonna have to try to buy some dynamite. We gotta figure out the place to buy the dynamite. The Frontier Dock is gonna go to the Indian Trading Post for a vision quest. All right, so the Bandito is gonna go to the general store. And then the Gambler is gonna go to the Smuggler's Den and check out what they have. Okay, so let's start with the Frontier Dock. You know what, let's start with the Bandito. Actually, you know what? He's not going to go to the Smuggler's Den. He's going to go to the store with the Bandito because they are going to need some dynamite, and he has more money than the Bandito does. All right, so let's roll for the general store. And we get a 2. Oh, man, closed. What? Due to a recent demonic attack, the shop is shut down. The general store is immediately closed and may not be visited for the rest of the town. Say, no dynamite. Shoot. That's not good. Oh, boy. We can't get it anywhere else? Really? What about the street market? Saloon. Street market. No dynamite. Shoot. That stinks. Alright, well. We're going to do the Indian Trading Post for the Frontier Dock. Alright, she's going to roll. She got a 3. We were rolling low. Possessed Shaman. One of the shamans has been possessed by a powerful demon, and the medicine man is performing rituals to banish the creature from within. Spirit cleansing and vengeance quests are not available today. Any hero with lore 3 or higher may attempt to help in the rituals. Make a lore 6+ test. If passed, recover a grit for each 6 rolled and gain 25 XP. For every 1 rolled, it takes D6 horror hits. Her lore... She might get something out of this as a 3. Does she have any additional? No, that's just spirit. Alright, so she's going to use that. She's going to do this. She's going to try to do it. Might as well. Alright, so she needed 6. Alright, she didn't get it. And it says for every 1 roll, take D6 horror hits. No, she didn't get any 6s. Alright, so she's going to go back to the hotel room. Okay. Alright, you know what? We're gonna. Oh, we didn't pull a daily event. Sorry. We found something. It says, buried in the sand. Come take a look. I ain't seen nothing like it. Each hero may make a lore 4 test to investigate. Gain 10 XP for every 4 up rolled. If you rolled any ones, take D6 horror hits. If you roll any sixes, you also have discovered that the miners have found something of value. They are willing to sell it to you. Draw a world card to see where the object is from, then draw an artifact card from that world. You may purchase the artifact for D6 times 50 gold. Let's do that. Alright, so the Bandito has a lore of 4, but he's got to be -1 because of his concussion. No sixes, but he did roll a 1. So he's going to have to take D6 horror hits, and it's 1. And he did take another sanity wound. He's got 3 sanity wounds going into this next adventure. Okay, the Frontier Doc would normally roll 4. She's got 3. She's got a 1. Okay, so she's going to take 3 hits. And she took 2 sanity wounds. Alright, and the Gambler has a lore of 2 plus 1, so he's going to try. Because what the hell, right? No ones, but no sixes either, so he didn't get anything either. Alright, so look at what they found. They didn't find anything. Alright, so they're all going to go to the Smuggler's Den. You know what? Because let's see what's at the Smuggler's Den, and then we're going to leave. Alright, so he's got a +1 lore, +2 lore. Oh no, he gets 1 more roll. Oh, I got a 1. And he gets 2 hits, and because why not? Alright, he blocked 1 and he took 1. Why not? Okay, so they're all going to go to the Smuggler's Den. Let's roll 2d6. Alright, we got a 10 this time. A 10. A big haul. More illicit items have been found on their way to the black market this afternoon. I'm sure they just fell off the back of the wagon. Roll and draw an extra 2 items from the black market goods. Okay, so here we go. Limit once per town stay for all heroes. Roll 3 dice. That's going to be roll for each roll on a 1, 2, or 3. Draw a gear card, or a 4, 5, or 6. Draw a world card. So according to this, we roll and draw for 2 extra items. So it's going to be 5 total. Okay, so we got 1, 2 of those and 3 of those. Okay, so 4, 5, or 6 are going to be artifact cards from a world. And 1, 2, or 3 are gear cards. So 2 gear cards. These 5 items are available for purchase at the Smuggler's Den by any hero during this town stay. Each item may be purchased at the cost of D6 times 25 plus the printed value on the card. Treated the printed value of 0 as none listed. The D6 times 25 variable portion of the cost should be rolled for each item separately and should be re-rolled on a different day that a hero is at the Smuggler's Den as prices on the black market fluctuate. Only 1 copy of each item is available and they are sold as first come first serve. If more than 1 hero wants to buy the same item on the same day at the Smuggler's Den, the hero with the higher luck skill has priority. Roll off if tied. Alright, so let's figure out what world these come from. So now we're going to shuffle these up. See what world they come from. What world these artifacts come from. We're going to go ahead and draw a gear card each. So the gear cards are Map to Curly's Gold. Oh, okay. And a Dusty Poncho. Now that's something we actually need. Okay. Ignore weather effects. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. The world card is going to be the mines. Okay, so that's exciting. Hey, look, the mines. Does that mean our world? Yes. Yes. It is your world. Alright, so artifact cards. 3 mine artifact cards. Let's see what we get here. Okay. I picked 1 too many. Alright, so the first one is a brace of Darkstone pistols. Wow. Okay. Frontier or outlaw only. Range 6, 4 shots. Ooh, boy. Uses P for damage. Yeah, wow. Okay. Alright, Old Blunderbuss, range 4, one shot with an asterisk. Uses D8 to hit and for damage. When fired, choose a target first, then roll the shots at the target as well as every model adjacent to the target, not including yourself. Alright. And then a Scafford Saber. +2 combat. While equipped. Gains +2 shots with a gun. You also have equipped. -2 corruption resistance. Requires at least 1 mutation to use. Now that's interesting too. Holy moly. These are some good items. Alright, so let's see how much extra they're going to cost. So D6 times 25 for Curly's map. So that's going to be 200 extra gold for Curly's map. On top of the 400. Alright, so D6 for the poncho. That's 2, so that is going to be 50 extra gold for the poncho. And I may have to go ahead and purchase that. For the pistols, man, 4. So that's 200 on top of that. Okay, and then for the blunderbuss, 2. That's going to be 50 gold. All right, and for the saber, 3. That's 150 gold. No, 2. No, that's 75 gold. Sorry. 75 gold. So 4 would be 100 gold extra. Right? Is it 25? Yes. Only 100 gold extra, not 200. Knucklehead. Right. And that's 75 extra. Okay, so now we got some thinking to do because we do have some gold. And we have some stuff we can sell too. I think I'm going to sell this cryo injector for 275 gold from the Bandito. So we're going to get rid of that. That is 275 gold because we're going back to Targa for this last adventure, and I don't think I'm going to be able to use this because all they have is robot enemies. So 275 gold on top of his already massive, earth-shattering 255 gold. 530. He has 530 gold. Okay. Now he can get. He can definitely purchase the poncho. He can purchase the map to Curly's gold. What does that do? Picked that up recently at Dice Fest. Whenever you roll any triples while scavenging, put a scavenge marker here to collect these across adventures. There are 4 or more scavenge markers here. The next time you successfully scavenge, discard this card and draw 8 loot cards instead of scavenging cards. Ooh. Holy crap. That's really good, but that's 3 Darkstone markers. That is a legendary item, though. 500 gold. That's pretty good. The blunderbuss. It's gonna be 675. I think we'll skip the blunderbuss. The Bandito is gonna sell the Darkstone carbine for 750, and his pistol and that's gonna give him 850 more. So that's 850. So that is 1330 he's got. Alright. And he's definitely going to purchase these. A brace of Darkstone pistols. Alright, so that's going to be 1350. Has he got that? No. No. Oh, shoot. He's gonna sell this bandana. Once per turn, you may re-roll an escape test. He's gonna sell this bandana as well, so that's gonna give him 1380, which would leave him with $30. So that makes it he's got $30, but he now is the proud owner of a brace of Darkstone pistols. I think that's a pretty good trade. Alright. And he did pick up that mission log. Alright. For 100. We're going to keep that, though. We're going to hold on to that. All right, so he picked that up. The gambler is going to purchase the Dusty Poncho, and that's going to be a total of 400 for that. And then he's going to pick up... Oh, man, if you equip this, that's one hand. He gets +2 corruption, -2 corruption resistance. While equipped, gains +2 shots with a gun. You also have equipped. But then you lose shots with your other gun. But wouldn't that be so cool if he had his this thing in his tail to replace the gun he already had? Like on his tail. He's got a scabbard pistol and a fallen gunfighter's pistol. And this sword, which is also 75 more. Alright. So, you know what? He's going to do it all. Except for the blunderbuss. We're going to put the blunderbuss away. Alright, let's see what he needs to buy this. So this is 400 plus 500. So that's 900 plus 1175. So that's 2,075. And he has plenty. I think he has plenty. Let's cover that. Yes. So that's going to leave him... He has 2455. So that's going to leave him with... 370. $370. And 4 Darkstone, because he didn't get rid of his Darkstone yet. Alright, $370, and he's going to pick up the Scafford Saber, Map to Curly's Gold, and the Dusty Poncho. Now, the Dusty Poncho is going to give him +1 health, +1 sanity, and immune to weather effects. Now, it is a shoulder item. Does he have any shoulder items? He has a top hat. He has a red sash. He's got a mutant satchel. I don't think he's got a coat or anything. No, he does have a jacket. Okay, so but that's just a coat. All right, so I think he can wear this. All right. So yeah, so he's going to get +1 health, +1 sanity. So that's going to move him up to a health of 21 and a sanity of 14. Needed that. And he is immune to weather effects. Alright. Now, he is picking up the Scafford Saber, +2 combat. While equipped, gains +2 shots with a gun. You also have equipped. -2 corruption resistance. Requires at least 1 mutation to use. So I imagine, since he's got the prehensile tail, he's going to have 2 pistols, and he's going to have this Scafford Saber in his hand, or in his prehensile tail, kind of like Nightcrawler from the X-Men. That is really dope, actually. I really like that. And then this Map to Curly's Gold. Holy crap! When they get a hold of this thing, wow. All right, so we're going to be scavenging like crazy on the next adventure. I like it. You know what? Go out with a bang. So they're going to go back to the hotel, and we're going to roll to see if there is an event. And if not, we are out of here. And it is a 3, and we're not. And we're going to pay our stay. Pay for our stay at the town. So that is $30 each for a total of $90. So it's going to be $340 for the gambler. $760 for her, and then the last $30 that the Bandito has, they're going to go to the hotel. But he did not pick up any dynamite, so we're going to have to rely heavily on those new Darkstone pistols, but I think they're going to be kicking ass and taking names with those pistols. I can't wait. All right, thank you for joining me here on this town stay. I really enjoy town stays. I think it can add a lot to the game, and especially since this could be our last town stay for this group for a little while. We may come back to them in the future, but I really have enjoyed all of this town stays with these guys. Some, you go with the ups and the downs, and the cards and everything that goes with it really help set the scene. I can't wait to go to other towns like the Feudal Village and the Blasted Waste Town with another posse. But thank you for joining me. I really have enjoyed this particular town stay. Like and subscribe.
Just when they thought all hope was lost, they managed to find the town with the best doctor in the Old West. Concussions be damned. This ended up as well as it might have. The posse decided to head to Targa one last time to face their fears. Robots and cold weather can't hold them back from one last ride. With Wilo the dog and Paggy the pack mule in tow, they aim to go out on top.